welcome to the AutoFire Power Hour, another episode of Quick Hit.
Quick Hit!
Today we are going to visit can we call it a PlayStation Classic?
I think it's very safe to call this a PlayStation Classic. It's Jet Moto for the PS1.
Yes.
I will say that the PlayStation splash screen is one of my all-time favorites. It's got a very soothing chime when you boot it up.
I think if you talk with most people, the Saturn doesn't win a lot of battles for most people.
Yeah.
But I think it's got the splash screen battle.
One. If we're talking favorite splash screens of all time, which is a conversation I'm always willing to have, Saturn is easy my top three. Easy top three favorite splash screens of all time.
Okay.
These are the important questions that we tackle head on.
Is the Sega CD splash screen in there?
Yeah. Oh, dude. Big time.
Okay.
All right,
At least it's top three.
Are we doing head-to-head, or are we doing one player?
I'm going to start off with one player.
Okay.
But just a little background on this game. First of all, this was within the first 24 months of PlayStation in terms of releases.
Yes. This game came out to be the counter to Wave Race 64.
So I just went to load game. So like the way that this works to keep your, it was kind of in that time frame in the early 32-bit era where they kind of didn't have saves figured out and automatic loading and that kind of stuff. So in this game, you have to load your game first. You can only save your game during a season.
Huh. Wait, so you can't, like, if there's like a time trials mode or anything like that?
You cannot save it any other way except for during a season. And then you have to load back into that season and quit. And now you have your levels.
Well, if it's one thing I love in my jet ski games that are often above water, it's having a bunch of stupid save hoops to jump through. So that's nice.
Yeah, convenient. So this game was made by Single Track. Single Track was a internal developer for Sony Entertainment, whatever the company's called.
Mm-hmm. Computer Entertainment.
There you go. And these guys are famous for Twisted Metal, which was their first game.
Okay, and obviously, as we're seeing, Mountain Dew is famous for quenching thirsts and keeping the party going.
Yes, they are. So they made Twisted Metal.
Could you go back a little bit just to that girl for me real quick? One more. Quick Jessie.
Quick Jessie.
So Quick Jessie is, she has a mullet that's in a French braid, that's clear, and she's curling a bicep. What is quick about Quick Jessie? If anything, I would call her Buff Jessie or maybe Thick Jessie, if you wanted to keep it on a similar sounding name.
I don't know. But, most of the time you're just seeing her name, and I think Quick Jessie is kind of...
they focus grouped Slow Jessie, and people thought it was a little too demeaning.
She was never picked
right
as Slow Jessie.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, nobody likes a Slow Jessie.
So I have never really played much of Jet Moto.
You're gonna hate it.
Okay, perfect. I love Butterfinger though.
Yeah.
So it's gotten me back interested.
It has everything that you would want, right? So
Mountain Dew and Butterfinger.
So the reason I wanted to go after this is it's really the early years of the 32-bit era to me are super, super interesting, right? Because Sega releases their 32-bit system, the Saturn. They're coming off the highs of highs, like they won the 16-bit era. They won that war.
Well, no, they didn't, but they were successful in the 16-bit
in terms of just pure sales.
No. Again, Super Nintendo sold more units.
Did they really?
Absolutely. Donkey Kong Country. When Donkey Kong Country came out,
systems.
Yeah, no. When Donkey Kong Country came out in 1994, they exploded over the Genesis, and that's when Sega started their
freaking out.
They started fumbling. Yeah, exactly.
So in any case, they had a successful. We can agree they had a successful.
Yeah, that's the only objective successful era of Sega hardware was Genesis.
Right. So, but they released it, right? And there's reason to believe, especially going into the Saturn, that it can be the system of choice.
Yeah, it's their next platform.
Right. PlayStation comes out. Obviously, this is was a development that they had actually done jointly with Nintendo, and Nintendo pulled out of it.
That's all well-known lore.
And then they ended up releasing the hardware that is PlayStation. And so, But Sony's a newcomer. There's no fan base, right? So the battle, to me, in my mind, in retrospect, is really uphill. And they have to win over people from Sega who are, Sega fans.
Yeah, they're coming into the market where there are two, not one but two established players.
Yeah, Nintendo was late to the market with N64. It came out 2 years later, but so but they've got to win over folks. And to me, Twisted Metal, so Single Track was an internal developer that made the Twisted Metal series and the Jet Moto series, and that was basically it. But Sony did some really smart things in terms of like what games they were deciding to have published and have developers work on, and I think it's I think there's a really good story, and it pains me to say this as a Sega Saturn fan,
right?
But there's a really good story in what Sony did to become the dominant console.
Well, I can tell you exactly off the bat what it was. It was Sony made a 3D console at a time where that's what the public wanted, was 3D games. Whereas Sega made a 2D console where at the very last second they said, "Oh shit, people want polygon games, so let's hot glue this 3D processor on our Saturn."
For sure, but Nintendo was a 3D system.
Yeah.
N64 is a 3D
Well, but it was also announced like around the same time as you have to remember how much build up to the release of the N64 there actually was.
Right.
There was years and years of Project Reality turning into Ultra 64,
right?
Which was eventually N64.
So, I guess all I'm trying to suggest is that Jet Moto is a really good example of kind of like the brand that PlayStation tried to create for themselves. Sony tried to create.
Yeah, they were throwing things at the wall to see.
So let me just run you through this, right? So like this was considered a competitor to the N64 Wave Race,
right,
that was going to be coming out. They came out at almost exactly the same time.
Yes.
But look at what young teenage boys are looking at. They're looking at Wave Race, which is an excellent game.
Yeah.
It's very arcadey, very classic.
But it's very sterile. Its presentation is super sterile.
What do we get in this game? We open it up. We're getting surf guitar with basically the first team they throw you at is a team of all chicks.
Right. Hot babes. Also, the surf guitar is very evocative of Pulp Fiction, which was still really popular at this time.
Yeah. So I just think that at this point, even though I do not think this game is great, it's attractive.
Yeah, as a product. If you were to present this to any dummy back then, this may look a little bit more interesting than.
So
Wave Race.
I'll play this. I'll play one race. I'll just do a single race.
All right. I'll spectate.
What level should I choose? We're gonna play Joyride when we play each other, because otherwise we'll just get crushed. No offense.
No, I absolutely none taken, because I don't give a shit about Jet Moto.
So let's do Cypress Run super hard. So is Blackwater.
Did you say Cypress Hill?
Cypress Run.
Now I got let down.
Yeah, sorry. But what might be a cool one to look at? Let's do
Hammerhead. I like sharks.
Yeah,
everyone likes sharks.
So this has like a broken freeway that you can ride on top, and there's.
And so the only thing I remember from Jet Moto from back in the day was this shit. Like you're on a jet ski, but you're on a freeway. What?
Yeah. Well, you're like a rocket ship, I guess.
Well, right off the bat, I can tell you that the water in this game is nowhere near how good of water you had in Wave Race. Man, so, this level has it all.
So let me
Mountain Dew and Butterfinger.
Yeah. Let me just sort. Oh,
it's fine.
My head hit the top of the freeway. So let me just explain how to control this, so you kind of understand when you start to play.
Mm-hmm.
So X is gas.
Okay.
I think it's square is brake, and circle. This is really important. Circle is on the really hairpin turns. There's a grappling hook that you can sort of activate by hitting the circle button.
No grappling hook in Wave Race. That's a fact.
Yes. Oh, God, that is so cheap.
I get the vibe from this game, Ray, that it's a jack of all trades and a master of none.
Yes.
It's doing a lot of things. Yeah, like it's kind of like it's a jet ski game, but it's also trying to do a little F-Zero, a little, for some reason, Bionic Commando. Although I appreciate the idea of a grappling hook in a racing game.
So So just so you know, so the shift buttons L1 and R1.
Okay. I'm going to be doing automatic. Do I have the option of doing
No,
automatic?
everything's automatic,
Okay.
kind of. So L1 and R1 are to turn sharply, just like you would
Ah.
kind of think they would be.
Yes.
But R2 and L2 change your... Oh, look at that. That was so cheap. That's the part
You
that
can say that
frustrates
again.
me about this game. Like, I was pretty sure I had that. Whoa.
Oh, no, clipping's not a thing.
Yeah.
We don't worry about that. We just get right back on the track.
So R1 or R2 and L2
Nestle, nailed it.
control your center of balance. So if you start sort of floating off awkwardly, you got to hit R1 or R2 to kind of spin you back straight.
Oh, so it does like a...
It's a barrel command.
Got it.
Right? Which is fucking retarded, right? Who wants to deal with that when you're dealing with everything else that has to be...
Yeah, I
that
kind of just want to do flips while a really cute dolphin swims by me, and I hear a guy say, "You almost had it."
Yeah, but I mean, again, pointing to like the teenagers
this
that
game
are
has
playing
butts.
this game.
No, yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I do see it 100%.
So every single level, if you win as a male, has a different female
Presenting you with a...
presenting you
okay.
with a different.
That's
So-
that Cruising USA difference.
Yes.
That game got more quarters because when you got to the end of the track, you got fake boobs.
So in all the women, which over half of the players you can be, or maybe about half are women, they all have their own sexy picture. Right? So there's a lot of stuff to see like that.
Really, this game is a sexy picture simulator.
Yes.
With the skin of being an all-terrain jet ski game.
Okay, so now we're gonna play. So this is my lady, Shannara.
The ex-wife of then champion Blackjack, Garth.
Shannara's my.
That's
she's
your girl.
my girl.
Are we doing two-player now?
Yeah, we're doing 2-player.
Okay, can I be the Butterfinger ship?
Yep.
Good,
You
perfect.
can be whichever one you want.
I'm gonna go with wow, these are some weird masala because I do love Indian food. So here we go.
There you go. There's no waterfalls though. There's not.
Okay.
So we're just gonna play the easiest level.
Now, is there? It's just racing, right? There's no like combat element. Like, do you bump into people?
Yeah. Well, so if you have a big Jet Moto bike or whatever, you can kind of use your weight to smash people.
Gotcha.
They'll crash and whatever. So apparently, this only supports you and me racing. So
Well, it is 1996.
Kind of
We were still
disappointing.
learning how to make games with polygons.
that's really disappointing.
Definitely more of the surf guitar that dots this entire presentation.
Yeah. So I was looking at some reviews on this game that were done when it came out.
Yeah.
And the reviews were all that the music was outstanding. So I like the
Pulp Fiction was really
Yes.
popular.
I do like the surf guitar. This is the only track that it has it in. The other tracks are terrible.
Okay.
And it really has nothing on like a Sega Arcade Racer.
Well, that's a pretty tall mountain to climb. Not a lot of things beat Sega's butt rock guitar medleys.
I'm sorry, it's just it's so
I just
good.
Sunny Bono real hard on the jet ski.
Did you? Oh, right.
I did.
Palm
Right
Tree?
into a palm tree.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good over here. So
Yeah, I'm actually kind of having difficulty knowing where the track is. Like a lot of these parts of the race, like they're so open.
yeah, it takes a long time to sort of figure out.
Yeah, you have to, I'm sure, race them over and over again.
Well,
to-
and the control is so sloppy in terms of like you're really just managing momentum the whole time.
yeah, it feels very, very floaty.
Yeah.
and I just
And that's exactly what you got to do. The other kind of stupid thing about this game is, so you're racing on this hovering jet, right?
yeah.
When the game is sort of simulating that you're touching ground, quote unquote,
Right.
that's the only time you can accelerate. So
So when you're in the air,
there's no acceleration. So the game
That's
is,
like the anti-Mario Kart.
yeah, the game is to be touching a surface area at all times. That's how you really maintain your speed. And I just think that's funny since you're being propelled by the jet.
You're on a jet, right? Well, no one from the Jet Moto team, I'm sure, would claim to be a physicist, unless that job entails babes in bikinis.
I thought that's why people signed up.
Yes, most physicists are on the job because of the Tay-Tays. Everyone knows it. That is a well-kept, well-guarded secret of the industry. I think this game it's neat, and it is, it's far from the worst PlayStation 1 game I've ever played, but I definitely think it doesn't hold a candle to Wave Race. Wave Race is just, it's really, really fun to play. I still enjoy Wave Race 64.
So and my argument is not that this game's better than
I would never accuse you of something so stupid.
but I do want to point out that this is one of PlayStation's all-time best-selling games. It's up in the top,
That is seriously mind-blowing to me.
And it's right into a tree. And I just think that it's this game sold PlayStation to people in the same way that Trump got elected to be president.
Bamboozling?
Yes.
Smoke and mirrors?
Yeah. It's like,
I sure do hope Gary isn't a conservative. I feel like there are times when we're offending our listener.
Gary's currently loading his shotgun up and looking us up online.
He might be. Please don't do that, Gary. We love you, pal. Oh, you're in first.
Yeah, I am. I'm in first. I hope it doesn't force us to let you finish. I'm just gonna quit.
Yeah, let's quit it.
I want to show you one level.
Okay.
Just to show you how
we have time. It still falls into quick hit parameters. So I think if you do one level.
So I've been trying to beat this game.
Okay.
Or unlock everything, I guess I should say.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm struggling doing it, and I'm going to show you why. So as you unlock levels, these are all levels I've unlocked. Mm-hmm. When you do a full season, you do all the levels. And to unlock more, you have to do it at a higher difficulty, and you have to win first overall.
Yes.
So I'll show you
F-Zero
yes.
mode of approach.
I will show you just one level that makes that task
challenging,
very different. I mean, look at those hair. Look at that section.
Yeah, that looks really stupid, and you don't have tight control, so this doesn't look fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
the graphics in this game are excellent. I'm gonna go ahead and say that.
Yeah, I'm not wowed.
There's very little pop in.
Yeah, that actually is true. I didn't notice that till you pointed out. And 64 had a lot of fog to compensate for their pop in.
Right.
But I think of the two,
So watch what I have to do right here. So I have to simultaneously sort of whip around these.
Right.
But then use the barrel control to sort of spin myself upright because these things will throw me sideways.
I see.
So that was actually uncharacteristically good.
But that was a sweet little shortcut you took there.
That was... I've never actually done that section that good.
Oh, that was an exclusive? That was a show exclusive?
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
I'm under pressure, so...
You're performing, yeah, exactly. That's how you win high school championships.
That's right. So I'm actually in second right now.
Well, that's bragging rights. Second place in Jet Moto for PlayStation 1.
Yeah, but I'm thinking that the difficulty is not easy.
Oh, I see.
Because this is right. But you see how I get out of control there?
Yeah. No, again, this game has really bad control. So
yeah,
they throw all these turns at you. It doesn't.
And keep in mind, I beat Gun Valkyrie, so I'm pretty fucking good with.
Well,
the control.
Gun Valkyrie just has very complicated control. Everything in that game feels as it should.
Right.
I think.
Look at this, right into the wall.
Hey, but it looks like you bumped forward though, so it's okay.
I was expecting to crash.
Yeah, I think if you were to show me, if I knew nothing of video games from this time period, if you showed me this, and then you showed me, I don't know, Mario 64. I know that's a little unfair, but my point is the early PlayStation stuff really didn't wow me at all. And on the 64, it didn't have a lot of games, but the games that were there that were made by Nintendo were a lot more impressive, I think. It wasn't until later in the PlayStation's life that I started to become a little jealous for hitching my wagon to what may have been the wrong horse.
Yeah, because I defended the Saturn,
just
utterly,
blindly, yeah.
Well, just as just utterly and absolutely, right?
Well, you were a teenager, and that was your team. You bought that team's console.
Yeah, and this is kind of like, this is just a sign of like one of those games where it's like, I kind of saw other people playing this and thought...
It was really popular. I remember a lot of people playing this game.
You know, like kind of looking at it and just being like,
give that a shot.
Cool.
Yeah.
You know? So, anyways, we can wrap it up. This is Autofire Power Hour Quick Hit on Jet Moto. Thanks for listening.